Your first assignment in Word is that you're going to change a flyer that's already been created. So you will need to go to my website and access the 1C County Park flyer draft. And then you can also access, if it's on there, the instructions, or I have probably given you a copy of that, but you'll need these as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this. I'm going to take you through how to do each one of these things, and we're going to check them off as we go and make the changes to the flyer. You'll need to do the same thing as we're working through it in the video. So the first thing we're told to do is that we have to delete the word below in the sentence below the headline. Let's remember that the headline is the first sentence on the flyer. So there's the headline, and it says that we want to delete the word below, so follow these guidelines below. So we're going to delete that. And we have checked that one off. So what I would encourage you to do is to mark it out with your pen. Now we want to insert the word valley between the words Greene County in the second to last line on the flyer. So Greene County, and we want to insert the word valley. We want to appropriately capitalize, which means the first word of a sentence and any proper nouns. So we can highlight this and right up here on our change case, we can drop that down and say capitalize sentence case, so that all of our sentences will automatically start with a capital letter. We see here that we've got Green Valley County Park, so we want to go ahead and make that change because that's a personal pronoun. So Green Valley, and actually, you know what, I wasn't even thinking, we could have highlighted, let me show you this. Rather than going in and doing each one individually, I can highlight, come up here to the change case and say capitalize each word, and it'll capitalize each word. So now we have appropriately capitalized. We want to change the period to an exclamation point and capitalize the Y in the last line so that the text reads thank you, exclamation point. So thank you. And delete exclamation point. We want to center the headline and the last two paragraphs of the flyer. So we'll go ahead and highlight and center, and the last two paragraphs center, which paragraphs on this are very short, so they're just simply the last two lines. We want to select the third, fourth, and fifth paragraphs in the flyer and add bullets to them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Third, fourth, and fifth. And let's add bullet points. Change the theme colors to the red-orange color scheme. So if we go to design, and we can do colors, and we can go to red-orange. We want to change the font and size of the headline to 48 Franklin Gothic Heavy or something similar. So let's go ahead and do that one first. We'll do our headline. So we're going to change this to Franklin Gothic Heavy, 48-point font. We want to change the case of the headline to uppercase letters and apply a text effect called fill black text 1, outline background 1, hard shadow background 1. So we want to capitalize and add a text effect. So let's go to uppercase, go over to our text effect and do the fill black. If you hover, it'll show up, and that's the one that we want. And finally, change the color to dark red. Change the font size of the sentence below the headline and the bulleted list and the last line of the flyer to 26 point. Use the mini toolbar to change the font size of the sentence below the bulleted list to 18 point. And so if you have the mini toolbar, you can just use that to simplify things. Select the words "Follow these guidelines" in the paragraph below the headline and underline them. Follow these guidelines and underline. Bold the word "not" in the first bulleted paragraph and change the font of the color, or the font color, to the same as the dark red that we used earlier. So we're going to bold "not." We want people to understand they should not feed the wildlife. Since I've already used the red, I can just click it and it'll automatically change it. Italicize the word "all" in the second bulleted item, and then undo it and redo it. And again, we're just having you practice. So we highlight that. And did I say italicize? I did. We want to italicize that, and then you can undo and redo. Switch the last two bulleted paragraphs. That is, select "Never leave food unattended" and move it so that it becomes the second bulleted paragraph. So we're going to click and drag, or drag and drop. And in case you didn't know what I did, let me try that one more time. So I highlighted the line, and then I left-clicked and drug it up. You can see how I've got the gray box, and then I let go of my mouse and it switched. Bold the text "Thank you," and in the last, which is in the last line of the flyer, and shade this the same color as we used for the color up in the headline, but we want to shade it. We're not coloring the text, we're shading the background. If the font color does not automatically change to a lighter color, then we need to change it to white. So we're going to bold "Thank you," and we want to shade dark red, and it did automatically change to a white. Okay, so let's change the zoom of the entire page so that we can see the entire document in the window. So we can go over to View and click One Page, and that allows us to see everything. We want to move the picture so that it is centered below the headline. And we want to apply the soft edge oval picture style. Let's go home, and we want to make sure that we've centered this. And we'll change our text wrapping so that we can do square. Actually, I want to change that. We'll do top and bottom. So in your text wrapping options, it's telling you how you want the text, or you're telling it how to wrap the text around it. And I think I said soft edge oval. So let's go to Format. You have to have your picture highlighted in order to see the Format tab. Click the drop-down box, and we'll see if we can do soft metal oval. So it's asking for the soft edge oval, but I'm going to change that because what you can't really see is that it doesn't change the picture. You can't tell there's a frame on it because of the style of picture that we have. So we're going to actually change it to the bevel perspective. And so when you click on it, you can see that that's changed it up a little bit. So we'll cross that out, change the spacing before the first bulleted paragraph to 12 point, and the spacing after the bulleted paragraph to 24 point. So we'll go before the bulleted paragraph and change our spacing, I don't remember what I said, to 12. And then after, change it to 24. I can already see that we have some problems, so we'll be taking care of that because we have to have everything on one page. And there we go, the flyer should fit on one page. So, and that's it. After we do that, we're going to go ahead and save it. Now there's a few more tweaks we need to adjust. One is we were never given a size on our picture, so we can play with this a little bit. Oops. And as long as we've got I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit wider so we can see it. Let's go page width. All right. Now, the other challenge is we don't have any space here, and that feels too cramped. So let's just take a look at it. When you look at it, you'll see that it just looks very cramped at the bottom. So let's go ahead and add in some space. I've got my cursor behind the phone number. We're going to go after. We want to add maybe 12 point. That takes, I'm going to have to adjust my picture a little bit. There we go. In order to get rid of that second page, I don't know if you saw what I did. Let me go page width. I put my cursor right after the last character, and then I hit the delete key, and that deleted my my second page. So now you've got this poster that has some space around it, within it, and you've made some things stand out. So now you're set up and ready to go. What you need to do is now save it as _1 County Park flyer, and this will be one that I check at your computer so that if you've got mistakes, you have the opportunity to fix them.